Hello, hello, and welcome back, lovely Year 6 artists. We're going to be carrying on with our project, Alphabet Art, and I'm going to show you some different techniques you can use for your warm-up, where we're making lots of nice textures on some letters. So here I am with some tissue paper, some black tissue, and I'm just showing you here how you can twist it to make it into nice raised lines. And you can twist it quite tightly, and if you do that, it will hold itself in position there. Okay, so that's one little technique you could use. And you can do lots of these all at once so that you've got a big pile of them. Another thing you might want to do is to screw up little balls. Now, I don't normally like little balls of tissue paper, but as you can see, they make rather nice little dots on this. Charles McGee was one of the artists we're taking inspiration because his amazing surface decorations, he used lots of dots, so that will be good. Another technique you could use is making concertinas. I've got a piece of black paper here. I'm folding it one way and then the other. How you make a fan. So you fold one way, then fold it the other way, backwards and forwards, speed that up. And that makes a nice little fan that you can put on. So I've got some nice little lines I've made out of tissue paper, some bubbles, some balls, and I've got my concertina. Now I'm making a fringe. This is another nice way of adding some texture and interest. We want our sculptures to be as interesting as possible, and we're going to have all our beautiful surface decoration that we'll draw on with lovely patterns, but we also want this interest of textures. Here's another nice one, making little swirls. So you need to get a long strip of thin paper and then you wrap it around something. It could be a pencil, or I had a little bit of stick, so I used that, but you wrap it round and round to make a tight curl. You can then undo the curl a bit and pull it out again, so you can make it looser if you want to, and that looks great. You can make several of those and put those on. So that makes something quite interesting there. So I've got my fringe, which I've stuck on. I'm adding on some more swirly bits. I'm making some more of those, and I'm just speeding through it now. But this is to give you some ideas here. I've just played with my fringe. I've put on some strips. I'm putting on my swirls. I'm going to go with my concertina shapes and things. And basically do whatever you want with the tissue paper and with the scrap paper to create texture and interest. And don't be afraid to leave some areas blank, because remember we talked about positive and negative spaces, and that's absolutely fine. So I'm just filling in some last little bits, and I'm happy with that. There we go. Used PVA glue to stick it all down. You want to leave that to dry for a bit. I trimmed my fringe to make it a more interesting shape, and I think you'll agree there's a lot of texture on there, but I've got that nice surface decoration going on. You can see that some of it's really quite raised up, which is nice. Look, this one's very raised. So just have some fun with it. If you're doing the letter A, you're using white tissue paper and white scrap paper to make all your shapes and patterns and all your textures. And then if you are doing the letter B, it's going to be white with black tissue and black scrap. And then the C is where we've done it with string instead of paper. So if you're doing the letter C, you're using string. And you can see that you can use long bits where you've sort of done swirls and things. You just put some glue on first of all, just do a patch and area, and then you can just put your piece of string on. You can have little bits, long bits, have a play with making it as different as possible. So there we go. We're doing an A and a B and a C, all in different techniques as our warm-up before we start our final sculpture. Have fun, everyone.